Hello, Ken Weller with New Tech Inventors. Down here at the print farm, going through today, doing a little bit of cleanup, some maintenance, some rewiring, just a lot of different things. But it's been almost a year since I started this project for this print farm. And this first video goes all the way back to January 20th, 2021. I'm going to clean this out, convert it to my second 3D print farm. Side over here, and then go to that area and clean that table off. So I thought I'd just give you an update since we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the beginning of this print farm, and I'll go through and kind of show you where we're at today and how much we've accomplished in 1 year. You've probably seen the video, the 7-month video. After 7 months, the progress that I had made at that point. And at that point, I had this row of wall of Anets here, 24 of them, installed, shelving, wiring, and everything. Of course, now we've done a little bit more. As you can see, we have this center section where we have more of the Anet ET4s and several of these with PEI sheets and so forth that we're going to. Now this whole section in here is in the process of being set up. I haven't quite finished yet, so I have a little more work to do there. And then if we go on around to the back side here, you can see I have these lights that will be going in the overhead here, kind of like I have on the other side over there. So these 5 4-foot LEDs need to be installed here, and that's one of the things I was going to be working on a little bit today, trying to do this while I don't have these printers running, because I'll be fooling around with electrical circuits and dust falling, sawdust from drilling holes, so forth. But over on this side, of course, we've got our Tronxy XY-2 PROs here. We have also I have several of the Tronxys and some Anets there. Also, these Anets, what I'm doing on this center shelf is facing some of them this way and some of them the other direction. I like the center shelf because I'm capable of accessing the back of the printer without having to turn it around if there's a problem and I have to get back here and do something. And also it's easier to load filament too from the back side. And on these, with these new shelves, these are larger shelves, wider. I'm able to get 4 Anets in here, but I have to stagger them because you can see the spools. The way I do these spools, they have to overlap. And so that way I'm setting the printers. This one's out a little bit farther, then this one comes back a little bit more, and so forth, to be able to make that work, and it works fine. So we're going to be doing that. I have one more of these shelf units like this ordered, and I'm going to put it on the end down there and have 9 more printers down there. I still have 4 more to go up on this top. That will bring us up to probably about close to 60 printers in here, and that I feel is the capacity for this room. When I first started, I felt like we could probably get 60 in here, and it looks like we're getting real close. We're at about 48 now or something like that, so 48 or 49, so we're getting pretty close to that 60 mark. here at 1 year. Now we do have some in the next room along with the resin printers, and a few other things going on over here. I've started, I know I promised that I was going to do a comparison. People have asked of the Tronxys and the Kingroons and the Anets, the ones that I'm using most in the print farm here and up at the house, which is my best printer or my favorite printer. Well, I didn't really know how to answer that, so I started this little chart up here where I'm listing the 3 different Anets, the Tronxy XY-2 PRO and the Kingroon, and I'm rating them for everything from assembly to maintenance, bed capacity or build area capacity, and so forth. So I'm going to try to do that and then add those numbers up and see which one actually comes out on top as far as overall cost, performance, everything else. And I guess based on that, I could say that that's probably my favorite printer, or my best printer, or most efficient, however you want to call it. So we've still got a little more work. One other thing I'm going to be doing here, I've got the Anet and the Creality printers here, and several people have asked me, you know, they're familiar with the Creality, but they want to know how the Anet compares to it. Well, I decided what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, set up some identical jobs, run them on these 2 printers, and look at how they run, the speed, see if they print at the same rate, and look at the quality of the print when it's finished, see if there are any problems, and just all the different variables, and just more or less have a drag race between the Creality Ender 3 and the Anet ET4 and see which one performs the best. And it'll answer that question for all of us. I have a feeling they're going to be neck and neck because they're both good quality printers. I'm more familiar with the Anet because I have more of those and more of a track record with them. However, I've had the Creality Ender 3s for a long time too, for over a year. So I do know that they're very similar printers and should perform pretty close, neck and neck. We are getting everything straightened up, and I'm going to be relocating some of these printers and changing their location a little bit, because as I've said before, some of these printers have been set up to run specific print jobs, period, and run those over and over. So I kind of want to get those in a certain area where they're going to be running almost continuously, and then the ones that I'm going to be running variable jobs on, I'm going to put them in a more accessible area where I can get to them easier. For example, this top shelf is the most difficult area to get to, because even though I can set everything up here, I can't really get up there without a little step stool to see sometimes what's going on, or to feed the filament. That's pretty much 1 year here at the print farm, and we do have power. Around here we have our cameras, and of course we have our little portable cameras around here that we have on different stands and so forth, so that we can move those and monitor a specific printer close up, as well as having overhead cameras and other surveillance type that watch the printers. And of course I can monitor all of those from my cell phone, which is good because I can be up at the house or anywhere and just pull them up on my phone and see how the print jobs are running, see if we have any problems and so forth. I'm also in the process of setting up some remote control devices. I'm working on some modifications for the Anets that I'll be passing along and making available on the website. But there'll be things, for example, sounds like it's similar to Octoprint, but it'll basically give me the capability to have temperature sensing monitors on the printers so that they can automatically shut down in a situation, an overheating situation, in case something goes wrong. Then also I'll have the capability, by monitoring through my cell phone, if I see that a printer part has lost adhesion and the print's pretty much destroyed, then I'll be able to shut down that printer from my phone remotely. And I'll be making these modifications and setting them up to several of the printers here for a little test before I include it on all of them. But that's one of the things, one of the projects I have coming up. No dancing today. I've got the music shut off. I've got some good music on there, and I wish I could play it during some of these videos when I'm showing you things in here. It's a shame that we can't do that because of copyright laws. But I understand. I'm trying to find a way, and I think I found out there are some ways to do it where I can pay, but it sounds like it's kind of complicated. But if I find a way that it's not very complicated, then the next time I decide to go dancing, we're going to be listening to some music with it. That's about it from the print farm here. So thanks for watching, and thanks for following me through this adventure. And let's get up here where we do the old sign off. Well, happy printing from New Tech Inventors.